What's going on, mother truckers? Welcome to the Theasianmaishow. Now today, we're going to talk about how to make more money as a new truck driver, new owner-operator. Now, if you found this video, you're probably trying to look up how much a new truck driver makes or how much a new owner-operator makes. Now, first off, that varies. A new truck driver, a trainee versus just coming out for the first couple of years, you're looking anywhere between $30,000 and $40,000. Depending on if you do teams or not. As a new owner-operator, it matters more about how you run your business. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about how you can make more money as a new truck driver or new owner-operator. Honestly, the easiest way to make more money as a new truck driver is changing jobs. That's the truth. Let me give you a quick example. If you start somewhere and you're making $10 an hour and you're asking for a $5 raise, they're going to have a hard time doing that. Now, if you look for another job and you ask for $15 an hour starting right away, then that's your jump right there. It saves you time. It's a lot faster to jump jobs and ask for more money when starting than starting somewhere at low pay and working your way up. That could take years. The second way to make more money in truck driving is, you guys all hear the cliche of, it's not how much you make, it's how much you save. And to be honest, that is the American dream. What I'm talking about is taxes. Your first year as a truck driver, you're not going to understand your taxes. You're not going to understand your per diems. You're not going to understand what you can write off and what you cannot. And because of that, you're kind of jumping in the darkness. And as a new truck driver, that's kind of how it was for me as well. But I'm letting you know, after your first year and you're doing your taxes, you're going to realize real quick that you're going to want a professional tax person to help you with this, because they can save you a lot of money. And so having a better understanding of your taxes in truck, in business, in anything in general is going to save you more money, which means putting more money in your pocket, essentially meaning making more money. Okay, so as a new truck driver, a truck driver in general, your biggest expense is going to be food. And as a new truck driver, even when I was new, I would eat at the restaurant, I'd eat the junk food. I basically would spend all my money at the truck stop. And it becomes very costly. As you become more experienced, you're going to realize that going to Walmart and picking up groceries is going to be a lot cheaper, more affordable, and it's just like at home. Do you eat at restaurants every single day? And I bet you don't. You go to Walmart, you go to grocery stores. And the reason why I bring up Walmart is because they have a big parking spot, and they're usually pretty much okay with us as truck drivers parking there for a limited time to at least shop. So go buy some groceries. Don't eat at the truck stop every night. And that way you can save some money. As a new truck driver, to be honest, you're just not that efficient. It's no disrespect to you. You're just not. I wasn't. Okay, there's a couple things that you could do right off the bat that are going to save you money. One for sure is make sure you fill up before you get to your destination and check out where your destination is. What I mean by that is, if you know that by night where you're parking is going to be a Flying J, during the day, fill up 50 gallons so that you can get a free shower. You know what I mean? A lot of guys, they might not be thinking that way. They're going to stop and end up at the Flying J, and then they're going to have to pay that 12 or 15 bucks a shower, and you're spending more money. You have to be more efficient. And as a new truck driver, I know you're thrown in there blindly into the wolves, and I was as well, but you're going to find out real quick about things. Let me give you an example. When you're new, you're going to be a yes sir and yes ma'am to everything your dispatcher or broker tells you. Okay? It's just the truth. You're not going to know. After a while, you're going to find out. We're going to talk about that right now. All right, so I don't know what it is about human nature, but we don't like to listen to advice. It doesn't matter if we see it on TV or we see someone make a mistake. It doesn't matter. For some reason, when it impacts us, right, that's what we remember. And so, as a new truck driver, do not get into the position where you're making the same mistakes. Okay? If you make a mistake one time, you let it go. And what I'm talking about is, for example, you might get a really great load going into Florida, and that's where I live. But then you're going to find out that it's a really crappy load going out of Florida because no one's leaving Florida, and now you're going to have to deadhead to Georgia. Well, guess what? The company that you work for or the contract that you're doing, it doesn't pay you to deadhead, right? Another example, you might have to take a load to this certain kind of store or business, and then you get there in the morning and you find out that even though the paperwork says to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning, they don't open up till 9 o'clock. But guess what? They don't pay you the extra 4 hours of waiting time. You know, here's another example. You get to a business and then their lumpers are like, hey, or actually their broker's like, hey, those pallets don't work for us. You're going to have to pay $300 for a lumper to take those items off and put it onto our pallets. And you have to pay for it. Basically, at the end, you're going to find out real quick, your first 6 months to a year, all these mistakes and all these things that companies promise you that they don't do. And you're going to find your way to navigate around that, right? The first time I went into New York, actually I did this on like 4 of my trips. I was stupid. I wasn't thinking about it. I was going from New York to from Florida, and I forgot about all the tolls. Of course there's tolls, right? Where I made my first mistake. My company paid me for deadhead time, but I didn't factor in all these tolls. The Washington Bridge is $125 by itself, right? Now, another thing that I forgot to do, which I'm a dummy for doing it, is I didn't go to the service plaza where I could pick up one of those fast pass. That saves you money too. So that's on me. But as you truck drive, you're going to be thrown into situations and you're going to find out most of the time your company, the businesses, they're not going to want to take care of you. And you have to remember that so that you can ask for those things beforehand. Remember this, it's a lot easier to ask for things before something happens where you could say, hey, I'm not going to do this job unless you give me this, than to do the job and say, can I get a reimbursement? There's no power. There's no weight to that. So basically, you're going to be more efficient and you're going to have understanding a little bit more how things work. And because of that, you're going to save more money and essentially make more money because of that, right? You're not wasting time. Okay, so this is one that people talk about a lot, but I just want to put it out there, is maintaining your truck, right? Prevention, prevention, prevention. I don't care if you're a company driver. Well, you know what? Make sure the truck is running right. Why? Because if it's not running right, you're not going to get paid, because the way you get paid is by the truck running. You know what I mean? And plus, it's for safety reasons. As an owner-operator, your big expense might be food, like I was talking about, but definitely is going to be breakdowns. And there's 2 parts to a breakdown. One is you're going to probably break down in the middle of nowhere, and tow trucks, man, they love that because they're going to charge you money. And then guess what? That money that they charged to tow you to the truck stop or mechanic shop could have went to what you need to get fixed. And most of the time, you know there's a problem, but you just keep on going a little bit more, and you say, hey, I'll fix it later. So maintain your truck. It doesn't matter if you're a company driver. It doesn't matter if you're an owner operator. You know, if you're a company driver and it's not your truck, don't have the mentality that's not. Make sure that's running right. And if it's not on your downtime, go in there and take it to the shop, because you always break down when you're doing a job. You always break down at the worst possible location and situation. So maintain your truck and you'll make more money as a new truck driver and owner operator. Okay, so the thing that people don't talk about that needs to be addressed is it's not maintaining your truck. It's not the food expense. It's not being more efficient. It's not your relationships with your brokers. It's not any of that stuff. they're important, but the biggest thing is actually maintaining your health, okay? Maintaining your health is important. Your bills, your medical bills, as you get older, are crazy. I mean, this could make or break you. And especially if you die, it actually doesn't matter how much money you have. So maintaining your health is important because you could save money by not being sick. That way you could be working more and making more money because of that. Mostly though, you want to be around for your family. There's a reason why you're trucking, and you're not trucking just to travel. You're trucking to experience a little bit, but mostly to provide. I mean, that's why I do it, you know? So maintain your health. Overall, if you want to make more money as a new truck driver, new owner operator, you're just going to have to treat this like a business. You're going to have to be more efficient. You're going to have to take care of your truck. You're going to have to take care of your health. And with all those things, you're going to find yourself making more money because you're gaining more experience. That way you can look for a better job that pays more. And a lot of times you're going to find people that have been working for the same company for 25 years and they're making the same kind of money. I'm not disregarding those people, but you know what? If what you're doing right now is comfortable, then you're not doing it right. There always has to be a uncertainty, you know what I mean? You always have to go for it a little bit. You have to challenge yourself a little bit. And if you find yourself in a job position where it's very routine, is very basic, is very easy for you, then that's the reason why you're not making more money. Mostly, people always want to blame others for not making more money in anything. In trucking, we're talking about trucking now, so we could just say trucking. But mostly, it's you. It's how much you save. It's how well calculated you are. It's how well you can run your business. You know, there's so many people out there in trucking that might gross less than you, but net more than you. So hopefully these tips help. Again, we're just having a conversation. If you enjoy the video, subscribe. I'm sure there's a couple things that you've heard of before, but I try to give my insight a little bit, and I want to help you out. I'm nowhere from perfect. I'm still learning every day. I'm trying to be as efficient every day as possible. I know I talk about not eating out, restaurants and things like that. I didn't bring up hotels. Clearly, I'm in a hotel right now. But this part of this hotel is about taking care of my health. You know, I'm not going to make excuses that I've been working hard because everybody works hard, but I needed a recharge. So that's why I got a good night's sleep. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thank you. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Peace.